Our next presentation is coming to us from Cracknell, and the design director at Cracknell, Mr. Hani Bisada. He's going to be talking to us about expressing identity through authentic landscapes. This is a presentation on how landscapes can express identity with honesty and depth. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hani Bisada. Thank you so much.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's really good being here with everyone around here. Thanks to our friends from Landscape ME, all our colleagues, partners, industry leaders. Really good to be amongst you all. It's an honor. I know it is a little bit in the late afternoon. A lot of you are looking forward to lunch or thereafter, so I'll try to be as quick as possible expressing this very important topic. Now, basically, collaboratively working with everyone in the region, developers, other consultants, contractors, and most importantly, the people who use the spaces we work to develop or deliver. We've tried to always go beyond with our landscape designs to analyze them better, make sure that they serve not only the purpose, but they affect positively the people we're designing for or building for or developing for. And to put a layer onto that, we have to make sure that it is specifically designed for those people in this area or in this region or whichever region we're designing or developing or building for. And this was a very important topic. So what we want to emphasize is there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Everything has to be very well studied. So at the beginning of every project, we put a few ingredients, if you want to call it. The main ingredient is the user. That's the ultimate ingredient. And then there are a lot of others that complement that to ensure the healthy lifestyle, well-being, positive, collaborative. It's got pleasant moments and serves the culture or the location you're designing for. So talking about that, we came with this very important topic that is becoming more and more important, a highlight for both public and private sectors, and we're very happy that everyone's drawn to the attention in working towards that and the benefits of it, which is expressing identity through authentic landscapes. And we'll go further in that, but when I want to say authentic landscapes, take that with a pinch of salt. So we had to analyze what is authenticity and its role in driving purposeful designs. And that was, again, a big topic that you then break it down into the elements that make your designs authentic, and how being authentic does not mean that it necessarily has to look exactly like what people 300 years did or 200 years, or but it's got learning from why did they do it that way. They had limited resources, and more we're observing that that wasn't a bad thing. And how did they become very creative with those limited resources, serving the functions that they want to go through, the location they're at, and the comfort level that they want to experience. So we found three main ingredients for that, which is the natural environment, again, the place we're at or we're designing for, the built form, collectively like communities or whichever built form you're looking for, and the human factor, which is the main factor that drives all these aspects. If we're talking about the natural environment, we further broke it down into vegetation, landform, climate, materiality, biodiversity, and hydrology. And you want to emphasize the importance of each and every one of those. So vegetation is the local flora. And the landform is you have to study the geography that you're designing at. That's very important. You have to, again, it's not just on a piece of paper, virtual. Yes, that can happen, but without putting the effort to really understand the land you're building for or at, then the results are usually questionable. The climate, again, climate, biodiversity, hydrology, all of those are now hot topics with the climate change and the COP series that are happening that have to be taken very well into consideration within your designs, whether you're designing for this region or internationally, wherever it is. And the changes that things, the pace of changes. So when we are saying that we're designing for the 50 year, the 100 year, now the calculations are a bit different. So this is just a small slide talking about the inspiration to interpretation, just a snapshot thumbnails that show, for instance, the first one is in the UAE, and then how the design can complement, how to make it useful for people to dwell, use it, enjoy it, live their lives, whether it's a workplace, whether it's a place to enjoy, whether it's a community. You're carving through nature, you're not changing it. That's the main aspect. And the second one, through the Hatta Mountains, and then you're seeing how you can make it more livable. The deserts, how you're not fighting against the environment, you're working with that. Then we go to the built form. So we studied further the urban fabric from a long time ago and how it develops. Again, the architectural styles might change, the factors might change, but there is a reason why the urban fabric was designed as such. Shade, comfort, the colors, the heights, the materiality in terms of the coolness, the heat, it all takes that into consideration. What do we draw from that? How can we utilize the modern technologies to build on that and take it a step further? Again, we do not have to imitate or copy. It's how can we learn from those things and use the tools that we have today to make it better for the people, for their well-being, for the sustainability and longevity of those places. The scale, the function, what functions happen there, social, professional, just pedestrian or just connectivity, things like that, which all serves, again, the users. Now, some small diagrams just to make that easier to get through. So this is like, we're talking about a souk bazaar. So if we're talking about a commercial aspect, how can you make it more interesting? There is a little bit of a social resting place. Then you continue on your journey. Make it an experience, not just going from A to B or making it hard. Make it an experience in general. And this is how it was, and this is how it should be. And use your new tools to continue driving that. The open spaces where people meet up from a neighborhood, like if we say this sort of diagram or fabric, from a neighborhood, how people socialize, communities come together, the warmness. This is the culture around here. It's a very important aspect of it. And then going down the scale, within the household or within there were internal courtyards for the families to come together, enjoy it. And again, the weather, the shade was an important factor, and that all respects that. The connectivity, access, and it's not about going from A to B and it's a straight line. No, it's about the experience or the journey that you reach from A to B and how you can make it calming, pleasant. So when we're talking about the human factor, again, people are different, different regions, different cultures, different ways of dealing with things. You have to take that into consideration always at heart. What are the cultural aspects, the social aspects and requirements, and how it affects the well-being of the people, how they behave around your areas, what is the outcome? And is it successful? Are people behaving the way you think? Did you give them the flexibility to do that? To do over time, different types of events, seasons, events, feasts, or whatever it is, celebrations. This is a main aspect around there. And it all goes to, there's a little bit of an emotional effect. These are just 3 simple examples to see how the flexibility of a place, you are designing the space, but the people create the show, really. So how they are using it for celebrations, for entertainment or joy, for access even, and what do you feel around there? And we've observed over time how the users are behaving in the places we've designed, and we've learned from it. Sometimes, I have to be frank, sometimes you get it right, and sometimes you think, hey, there is room for improvement. Never shy away from that. So as I was saying, our designs create the platform, and the more flexible you make it, the more sustainable it becomes, because over time, there will be other needs. There will be other forms of generations that deal with AI and deal with social gathering in a different manner. So we design the stage or the place that make this possible, but the people, they're the ones who really create the show. Now, talking about sustainability, it's not only the economic or the longevity in terms of the users and that it is fit for purpose, but it's also the sustainability in terms of will this place sustain the climate change and the different weathers and seasons it goes through. This is a project that we've got our very good friends from Lead Development in Jubail around here. This is in Jubail Island, where you've designed a very nice landscape with some retention basins, but using native and adaptive species. So the planting is all conservative, feels as it's part of the place. However, when the flood came, or heavy rainfall, the place still is usable. It still looks beautiful. It is meant to have different looks, giving you the effect of different seasons, and the function still stays. And that was a really good example of how the good design will serve a good purpose that is sustainable over time. Now, again, part of it is the entertainment or enjoyment. So whether it's through physical activity, play areas, fit for all, and as our friend Michael Haddad was talking about, the importance of that, it has to be fit for all. So we design areas. They might have a cultural aspect to them. Again, you have to keep that in mind, where you're designing your projects at and who you're designing them for. So keep this kind of identity. Stick to it, hold on to it. It is strong. And again, as I was saying, public and private sectors are more and more getting aware of the importance of that I take a picture around here or I stay around here, I feel I belong here. And when people see this picture, oh, he's in Dubai, he's in Abu Dhabi, he's in Riyadh, he's in wherever it is, it becomes more personal, more of like emphasizing the identity of the place. And a lot of factors go into that. I'm sure you're well aware. Part of it is the plantation. It is from these places. The hardscape look and feel, and even sources. The percentage of how you use things. People used to perceive good landscape as per the Maldivian standards, like it's lush, it's green. Not anymore. People now do appreciate the beautiful serene desert. How you can have some rock work or sand dunes or a 50% of plantation, and how the beauty of that. Deliver this aesthetic. It has become the trending aesthetic. So these are some pictures, again, talking about appreciation for where you design for. Those were, yes, if you design authentically, if you design with the identity in place, if you have that passion within your design, you will automatically be ticking off all the sustainability checklist boxes that you want. It will be an output. It would not be the drive. It will be the outcome of your design. And these are on Sadiyat Island, Hudayrat. And then again, the place where you bring communities together with the identity of the place. So this is Zabil Park. It's been there for a long time, still is a highlight. The New York University campus here in Abu Dhabi, Al Seef in Dubai. This is the House of Wisdom in Sharjah. And as a case study, just to show, if you go a few steps further and you study the surroundings, how the people used to use that place. This is Wadi Hanifa in Riyadh. And it used to be farmlands in the Wadi because this is where the irrigation, how you can draw upon that and learn for what used to happen, learn from the history of it all the way to date. So we studied all that in detail. We took from diagrams how people used to behave or use the places and enjoy them. We studied the architecture even, and we had our colleagues work with us, different disciplines, to design this whole part of Wadi Hanifa. Now Wadi Hanifa is huge, so this is a very big part, but it's not the whole thing. But again, it's a big part of it, serving the Ra'iyya area. We had to respect, there's a UNESCO Heritage World Site around there. We had to respect all those requirements as well and take care of it, leaving things for future generations. Again, part of maintaining or holding on to the identity. Draw upon the colors, the materials from the natural and built environment already around there that people wholeheartedly love and their fathers, grandfathers hold on to have this kind of warmth and again, the identity factor. Make sure that we have the pillars, the right pillars that we build upon. So preserving the Wadi's palm groves, that was a big thing. Create active and passive recreation areas. So help people enjoy those places, not just pass by them, but live within them. Repurpose all existing buildings. So one of the main drives is do not build something new. See what the existing buildings are like and reuse that. Reduce the built form as much as you can to what you really need. Try not to have a negative impact on nature. Try to work with it, achieving your requirements, achieving the usability and enjoyment of it, and achieving the function that you want out of it. The visual and physical connectivity, and of course, restoring all the farmlands that were there. We divided the master plan into 4 main areas, which was the heritage and culture area, mainly celebrating that, the Wadi living, so celebrating the farmlands or the palm groves with a lifestyle and sort of like community gatherings, sports and activities, and this was a big thing, all the sports venues. And the ecotourism, again, for all generations, schools, universities, institutions, they've got a lot to do around there. And you can see the master plan design that came out of that for the Wadi. These are some of the photos from the beginning all the way to now. You can continue to see how your modern aspects or requirements, cycle paths, everything you need has been fulfilled without having a negative impact on the beauty of the natural aspect of this place. Again, talking about, let's call it floodable landscapes or landscapes that are resilient and sustainable over time and how they can be of service through seasons. Giving you the effect of seasons is even beautiful. How people are starting to use it today. It's brand new. In the evening, they have celebrations, the Raya Nights and other such events. Attention to detail, all the landscape aspects and components that might look like very little details, but together they create a beautiful, holistic picture. So to summarize, what was done is we preserve and celebrate the culture, identity, create a global attraction, which is what it is now and will become even further as we move forward. Strong local identity, and that was a very strong drive for our designs, which make it ageless or timeless. Even taking it to streetscapes and the modern ventures of our lifestyle. And that was just a conclusion of how theory can come into practice. I hope this was well received. Thank you all for that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Hani. Appreciate that. And we thank Cracknell for being a very loyal, supportive sponsor. So thank you so much. Very good. Oh, actually, I forgot. I did get this for you. It is is a special gift today from Modern Gardens, one of your fellow sponsors. You can have that.